450. When I put it on, there's a jar from 20. Silence on the set, lady.
Sorry.
So I'm about to fly in and cook supper. We got some great big white sweet taters. I'm gonna cut them in half because they're so big, and that should be more than enough for all of us that's eating, I would think. Cut the little pointy ends off of them first. So, should I go that way? Thing is hard. Alright, I'm going to put a little olive oil on them and around them. A little salt. Yeah, that's going to be nice there. I'll wipe it off later. Could have been smart and done that, I reckon. These are going to be real good. The star of the show is going to be some fresh tenderloin that was just procured this morning. So that's going to be mighty fine. Those potatoes went in 450 for about 45 minutes, and we'll check them and see how done they are. They probably will be done. And then we're going to have the tenderloin and probably some pickled beans and corn. It's going to be a feast. So I'm going to go ahead and get this tenderloin ready to be cooked. I've already cleaned it, got all the silver skin and the fascia and the fat and all that off of it, and it's just lean meat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tenderize it, and then I'm going to cut it into little medallions, and then I'm going to roll it in flour and fry it, and it'll be really good. I like to cut these about ½ inch or so thick when I'm going to flour and fry them. If I'm grilling them or whatever, I like them a little more rare, and I'll cut them a little thicker. So to tenderize this meat, I use this little spring-loaded little set of knives that somebody sent to us, which was very nice. I've used it ever since then. Years and years ago, we'd use a edge of a coffee cup and cut the pieces of meat and use the edge to kind of tenderize and beat and mash the meat up. And then from that, instead of using these knives for a long time, I used a fork. We'd slice them first, and then, or I'd get the meat forked real good on both sides in 2 directions, and then slice it. Back when we used the coffee cup, we'd make the slices first and then tenderize each individual slice, and it took a long time, and it was kind of aggravating. So this little rig. I don't even know what you call these things, but whoever sent it to us, we sure do appreciate it, because it's been the best thing I've had a hold of for tenderizing meat. So you can see this meat. I don't know how well that shows up in the camera. Once all that, the fat and the silver skin and all that stuff's cleaned off of it, how pretty lean and red meat that is. It's super good for you, and it tastes really good. So now what I usually do is put the flour in a container of some kind. Used to do a gallon Ziploc bag. It works just fine too. Put the flour in here, and then I'll season it. And drop the meat in there and put the lid on and shake it up real good, and it'll be ready for the pan. The only thing I season this with is just salt and pepper. Pretty heavy on the pepper. I'd go heavier, but some of the lady folk here might object, so I'll go a little easier than what I would normally do. And I'll just drop the pieces in, put the lid on, shake it up, and it'll be ready for the hot grease, as they say. I'll probably go ahead and coat half of it. That way it don't get in there and they all stick together. I actually have a meat cuber. It's an attachment for the KitchenAid. But instead of using it and having to clean it and all that stuff, and to me it don't do as good a job as this little thing. We have a commercial meat cuber at our deer camp that's really, really old. I don't know how old it is, but we've had it, gosh, I don't know, 30 years, and before that one of our hunting buddies had it for some amount of time, and it looks like it's probably from the 50s or 60s. And it's pretty well wore out, but when it works as it should, it does a really good job of cubing meat, and that's what my daddy does with most of this. Instead of doing it the way I'm doing it, he'll run it through a cuber and go ahead and freeze it already cubed. I guess I'm just do it the easy way, and I'll go ahead and clean it real good and then freeze it according to what I'm doing. Most of the time the tenderloins, I freeze them, or the back straps, I'll freeze them whole. I'll cut them in half and freeze them in 2 pieces. And that way, if I want to do this with them, I can thaw them out and tenderize them and cut them and do this, or I can leave them whole and grill them, marinate them and grill them, or whatever I'm going to do. I've kind of took to here lately the hindquarters of the deer. I've been cleaning it, separating each individual muscle, and then cutting them across the grain and making steaks out of those and freezing them. And I'll use this same little tenderizer and get them out of the freezer, let them thaw, tenderize them, and then there's a multitude of ways you can cook that. Mostly what I do is cook them in butter and a little Worcestershire sauce and garlic and a little bit of seasoning, and cook them real hot and fast and leave them a little bit rare in the middle, and that's as good a deer meat as I've ever eat. In fact, I did a little bit of that this morning out of a chunk or 2 of that deer as I was cleaning it and putting it up, and made 4 or 5 pieces of it for lunch, and everybody liked it. So there's all kinds of ways you can cook this, but the main thing, as always, is to care for it, cool it as quick as you can. I generally will age it 8 or 10 days, but this won't be, but it'll still be good. But to clean it really well, get all that junk off of it, and it's aggravating, and I don't like it. It's time consuming, takes half a day for me anyway, but it's what makes it really good in my opinion, and that's the way I've always done it. So now we've got all those little individual pieces coated, and they'll be ready to drop into the pan.
Man, Matt's got it smelling good in here.
I haven't got good and started yet.
Well, what do I smell? I guess the sweet potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Matt's got sweet potatoes cooking. He's asked me to cook the cornbread. I'm getting off easy. That's all I got to do is make cornbread.
Her cornbread's way better than mine.
I could make cornbread in my sleep, I think. So, You want me to make it right now?
Yeah, you can go ahead and put it in.
Okay.
And once you get it going, then I'll start the meat.
Okay.
I'll watch this process. Let's find out why yours is always better than mine.
I usually use milk, but we're about out of milk, so if we're about out of milk, I use cream or evaporated milk. Put 1/4 of a cup of oil. You could use vegetable oil. I'm using avocado oil. I've used olive oil. It's all good.
What about motor oil?
Well, I don't think I'd use motor oil.
About 3 in 1. You'd have the most unique cornbread around.
Yeah. So I've got an egg. You put an egg in yours?
Yeah.
Okay. One egg. Someone asked me recently when I used cream what I was using, so I'm just using a little. This is just like a little can opener, like I've had it for ages, but on one end it's kind of rounded, and then on this end it's got a pointy part that will actually pierce a can, so that's the part I'm using for this, so it'll actually poke a hole in it. And I do too, because somebody told me it makes it come out easier. I don't know if it does or not. So I'm going to put all that in there. And then you could use, if you wanted to, Matt, you could fill this up with, use the rest milk. But again, we're almost out of milk. You could use buttermilk. Of course, a lot of people just use buttermilk. But I'm just going to fill it the rest of the way with water. That's what I need.
What happened to cow go dry?
Yeah, pretty much. So I go up to about 1.5 cups there. And just mix it all together. I got 2 cups of self-rising Daniel Boone cornmeal. That's it. What do you think?
You're the king of the cornbread in this house.
I don't think so. No, I'm making a mess here. I was wiping up, I was wiping on. So how are you going to cook the, while my pan's heating, the pickled beans and corn? Looks like you've been eating it.
I've not touched it. Don't know.
Looks like it. Looks like it's half dry.
Somebody else has.
Oh, who? Katie?
I'm just
Eat it out of the jar?
Yeah, I'm not going to cook it unless you want it.
No, I like it out of the jar. Sometimes we cook it in a little oil and warm it up, fry it, basically.
Yeah, my daddy made these. His is always way better than when I made them. We've not made them in a long time.
Years.
Yeah.
His are just perfection.
That jar right there is as good as I've ever had in my mouth. They were so good.
And what year was it?
2020.
And they're still good.
And they're fantastic. And that jar will be gone shortly.
Yeah.
Have to get on him and tell him to can some more.
Right.
Of course, it'll be next summer, but
Yeah.
we're getting kind of low.
Yeah.
We should be making these as good
We
as
should,
those.
and I'd like to go videoing. People ask me to do that. I do have a blog post where he shows how to make them from a long time ago, but I would like to do that, but it just hadn't worked out of the time that he's going to do it and our availability
Right.
when to go, but that would be good. We need to,
Yeah.
for sure.
Those are as good as they get.
It smells wonderful.
Mhm.
Smells good.
Need to get back into doing that, and I'd like to have 100 quarts of that right there, and that would be, I'd be happy.
Yeah. I don't know if that'll feed us. I may have to get out. I think I've got a jar of kraut in the refrigerator. I'll get it out.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, let's see if my pan, I don't know if it's hot enough, it's had time to get hot yet or not, but we'll see. Before I do that, I could go ahead and mix up my batter. Be a little bit longer for it to heat. Making a mess, and I didn't even put an apron on. I'll have it all over me. I don't feel right without my apron.
How come I don't get an apron?
You can wear an apron if you want to.
Well,
You want to wear one of mine with flowers on
I
it?
don't have one. So,
You want me to get you one? Get you a floral design?
no, get me a manly apron.
Would you wear it?
I want one with spikes on it.
Spikes.
And places to hang tools and such stuff as that.
Okay. I think they make leather ones. We could get you a leather one.
It'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it's hot enough.
Yeah, I like that sound.
Yeah, that's what makes it good. Okay, my chore is done.
So I'm gonna cook this in olive oil. If my daddy sees this, he'll lose his mind. In the past, we've always used either cooking oil or whatever. Peanut oil. Peanut oil is good for this. It's just expensive. But in this house, it's either olive oil or avocado oil for the health benefits of it. And it'll still be good. I don't know that it'll be as good. It'll be close. Go ahead and turn that on. Let that get hot. It didn't hurt. It scared me.
I'm sorry.
Just a big wetness down there.
I just washed my hands and I was trying to open the door.
Felt like I got hit with a cold fish. We'll usually check the oil, see how hot it is by putting just a little flour in it and see if it'll sizzle. It's still just not hardly hot enough yet. Turn that down, go ahead and put it in. What do you say? Don't want to cook them too long and get them too overly done. So I think to go along with this, I'm gonna have to make a little bit of gravy. All them little giblets in there from the meat. I think it'd make a fine pan of gravy. Go back over top of the cornbread and maybe a little bit of the meat too. Just a little bit of pepper on that. I'm of the opinion that you don't never waste an opportunity to make gravy. If you got the pan and the grease and the drippings, just go ahead and make it. Reckon you'll be able to stand any of that?
Oh yeah, this looks delicious, delicious. I know I'll be able to. Now I've got to put my gravy over my cornbread, don't you?
Do it however you like.
Delicious. Potato looks good too. I gotta have some, I got out some kraut and stuff, but I gotta have some of the pickled beans and corn. Kinda got it on my meat though, didn't I?
Be all right.
That looks like a feast.
All right, I need to get me a fork. All right, give this thing a test drive and see if it's good enough to eat or we need to throw it to the hogs. Deer meat's mighty good. Give me a little taste of this gravy. And I know the pickled beans and the taters are good. Mighty good meal. I grew up eating deer meat fried this way for many years. That was about the only way we made it, or the way Daddy made it when I was growing up. And then as time went on, we kind of ventured out, or I did especially, and tried other stuff and made it different ways. And there really ain't any bad way to eat it or to cook it. You know, as long as you clean it properly and care for it and get it cooled as quick as you can. It's mighty fine food. Woods is full of them around here, so might as well take advantage. We generally didn't make gravy when I was growing up out of it, but that's something that I'm a gravy guy. I love gravy. And we don't eat it very often as much as I like it, like you'd think, but made from the drippings of the deer meat, it's a little different taste than, like, you know, sausage gravy or bacon gravy or whatever, but it's really, really good. I really like it and enjoy it, and we should eat it more. So I hope you enjoyed us watching us cook the deer meat. It was in the woods this morning and we're eating it this evening, so can't beat that. That's kind of organic as it gets in my mind. Good, clean, pure, lean meat, and can't beat it. So thanks for stopping by to help us celebrate Appalachia.